Let's face it, relationships are difficult. They're hard. They don't just come naturally to most people. They can be very difficult and very stressful. But I believe that marriage, although it's probably the most difficult relationship you'll ever have, it can also be the most rewarding relationship you ever have. So my job is to help people save their marriage, to salvage their marriage. Now, of course, there are circumstances where staying together is unhealthy, it's toxic. If there's abuse that is going on, if there's some sort of physical violence that's happening, then that's not a relationship that you would want to stay together. I'm talking about most relationships that are just growing apart or have a lot of conflict. I'm talking about relationships that have a lot invested in each other, in their families, in their children, in each other's lives. Those are the relationships that I'm really referring to. And I think it's a lot easier for people to just walk away, to trade that one relationship in for this other relationship, to find someone different. And I think that happens all too often. Now, the divorce rate, believe it or not, the divorce rate has gone down some. And it's somewhere, depending on the statistics you find, it's somewhere between 40 and 45% these days. But the divorce rate for second marriages jumps up high, close to 60, and for third marriages, close to 70. So you wonder, why is that? Why are people, moving out of those relationships a lot quicker? So I have a couple of explanations. So one explanation is that in that first marriage, often the first marriage has more glue that holds those people together. Maybe they had children together, they started their lives together, or they have their financial commitment together, and then as you go to second and third marriages, you might not have those bonds or those things that bind you together, like children, maybe finances, so it's a little different. People are more independent at that point. But I think one of the main reasons people at second and third marriages, why they have a hard time staying together, is because they didn't deal with the first marriage loss. They didn't deal with that first failed marriage. And what I mean by that is they didn't deal with the emotional pain. Maybe they thought, it was the best choice to get out of that relationship, but it's still painful. It's still a loss. There's still a grieving process that a lot of people want to just sweep under the rug or totally avoid dealing with. So you have to deal with the pain, because otherwise you're going to rebound into another relationship because you're trying to alleviate or numb the pain that you have from the loss. You got to deal with the pain. The other thing is, a lot of people in their minds justify, the reason that first marriage didn't work is because I wasn't with the right person. I need to go find the right person and then I'll be happy. Finding the right person is really not what it's all about. What it's all about is figuring out what you might have done wrong in the first marriage so that you don't carry it to the second marriage. And that's what I think happens a lot. People carry their baggage from first marriage to second marriage, from second marriage to third marriage, always looking for that magic bullet to make things good. If I'm only with the right person. And they don't want to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I got to take a look at me. Maybe part of the problem is me. Because in most relationships, both parties contribute to the problem of the marriage. But they also can contribute to the solution. So what do you do if you're in that kind of a situation? Because here's a pattern I see a lot with couples. It starts with frustration, which is common for most marriages, and the frustration leads to anger, which also happens very commonly in relationships. But when you don't deal with the anger develops into resentment. Resentment is anger with a history. Following resentment comes detachment, where the couples start to detach and disengage from one another. And once you get into that vulnerable state of detachment, the final phase of this vicious cycle is self-destructive behaviors, where one or both parties begin to self-destruct through pornography or infidelity, maybe alcohol or drugs, maybe spending money, maybe food, whatever it is, those addictions emerge and just destroy the relationship. So let me give you some tips on what you can do to save your marriage, to fight for your marriage, because sometimes it's a fight. It's not easy. So first thing is prioritize. Prioritize your relationship, because so many couples have their marriage at the bottom. The marriage gets the scraps, whatever's left over at the end of the day. Prioritize your marriage. Put it above work. Put it above your children, your family, your friends. Your marriage should be your highest priority. The second thing is finding time to connect with your partner. Making time, carving out the time. It's so important for couples to be able to do that. Just the two of them, carve out that time. Find the things that you can identify with in each other, that you're compatible with, the things that you can do. Also, third thing is focus on changing yourself. It really starts with you, because a lot of couples want to change their partner. A lot of couples get stuck on blame and defensiveness and justification, when that just keeps them going in circles. You want to start by figuring out, what do you need to change? What needs to change in you? And finding value in each other. The things that you love about each other, the things that drew you to one another from the beginning of the relationship. Find that value and focus on the good in each other. Because it's so easy for us to focus on the faults in our partner, the things that bother us, that irritate us. What are the good things? Because there's good things. Obviously, you were attracted to them in the beginning, so what changed? Focus on the good things and respect. Respect your differences. Don't try to make them be like you. Respect your differences. Value the differences, because that can be a strength. That can be part of being on the same team, where you complement each other. And if you need professional help, get it. Get the professional help you need, if that's going to help you in saving your marriage. Marriages are work, but they're incredibly rewarding if you put the work in. Until next time, Dr. Tony Ferretti, signing out.